He's the trainer for your Kentucky Derby winner, Nyquist. Fourth consecutive favorite to win the Kentucky Derby. He's Doug O'Neill back on the program. Where are you, Doug? Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you so much, Dan. I'm actually back in beautiful Arcadia, California at Santa Anita Racetrack this morning.
Where is Nyquist?
Nyquist is still partying somewhere in Louisville. We're looking for him, actually, Dan. No, he's he's en route to Baltimore, Maryland today, and he'll get settled in there, and we're optimistic about a chance at the Preakness in a couple weeks.
Now, he's driven to Baltimore?
No, he'll be flown.
Oh, he will be.
Yeah.
What kind of plane is that?
The plane is pretty cool. It's like a commercial plane that they have gutted out, and they have nice little cushy stalls for all the horses. And Tex Sutton is the name of the company that flies all our horses, and he'll be treated like a king from the time they take off to the time they land.
How many horses are on those flights?
They can usually get about 15 to 20 horses can get in there, and then usually one or two personnel from the stables can go as well. So it's a pretty big operation they got going there.
Do they have window seats, window stalls there for these horses?
Oh yeah, they got a little screen there too, and he's first class, and he'll get the blindfolds, the whole 9 yards. He'll snooze all the way there.
Nice. Your role prior to the race is what?
My role is probably the least important role of the whole team Nyquist. I'm basically like the head coach of the team, and it's really just to be there if anything happens to go sideways. Try to be there to help out, and it's I really don't know. I know it's not that important. I know Johnny Garcia, who gets on him every day, and Elias Anaya, who is his groom every day. Those two guys are the most important. And then, of course, Paul and Zilla Redham, who own him and are so important in the whole strategy of the journey we're on.
But there is strategy to this. Was strategy discussed prior to the race?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it's, the fact that he only had 2 starts this year, we kind of got a lot of the experts saying, I don't know if that's enough to only have, one sprint and one route race before the biggest race of his life. But he had went 5 for 5 as a 2-year-old, so he had a pretty good campaign as a 2-year-old. We thought going easy on him as a 3-year-old would work. And, going into the race, the thought was to try to have him forwardly placed. We knew the number 20 horse, Danzig Candy with Mike Smith, we knew he was probably the fastest of all the 20 horses. And, Mario did a wonderful job because he had to make a decision going in that first turn. Does he let Danzig Candy go and sit off him, or does he, kind of a game of chicken, does he take the lead and let Danzig Candy have to chase him? So Mario made all the right moves. He's
Doug O'Neill, the trainer for the Kentucky Derby winner Nyquist, which is the prohibitive favorite heading to the Preakness in a couple of weeks. Joining us here, Dan Patrick Show. Was there a pre-race speech?
We had a little pre-race speech. Yeah, I'm not a super religious guy, 12 years at Catholic school, and so I head to church every now and then, and we had the chaplain come by and say a little prayer. We all kind of got around Nyquist, not to win. We weren't praying to win, but we had a little kumbaya about just a safe trip, and let's all have a good experience out there. And I think I might have to fly that chaplain into Baltimore here in a couple weeks.
Would you rather be the horse, trainer, jockey, or owner for Nyquist?
Oh, wow. Probably the horse. This guy, he is, if all goes well, actually, even if he retired tomorrow, he is in line for a really good life starting next spring or in a couple of springs whenever breeding season starts. So I'd like to be the horse.
Man, I can't help but whenever we have you on, I go back, 4 years ago with All Have Another, and you won the Derby, you won the Preakness, and I'll never forget that morning when you found out that you weren't going to be able, he wasn't going to be able to run, and you called in, or we got a hold of you, and I think it was 10 minutes before we were actually going to start the show, and I got on the phone to try to keep you on the phone because I thought we were going to lose you that morning, and obviously you're emotional, and I just, do you reflect back on that? Do you allow yourself to kind of bring yourself back to earth about All Have Another?
Oh, you do, and I think I talked to Paul Redham maybe minutes before I talked to you. So, but having a great network of friends. Mark Verge, I remember calling him right before going on the air with you, and he just said, you got to really focus on all the great experiences and all the great people you met, and just the great journey, and how lucky you were to work side by side with a great horse like I'll Have Another. So we reflect on that all the time, and potentially having a second chance to go back to Baltimore and do well, and then head to New York and have a second chance at that. And seeing it happen last year, makes it seem like it could happen.
Do you allow yourself to compare these two horses, All Have Another and Nyquist?
I do. We get asked a lot, and I think they're both great horses, of course, but I'll Have Another. If he was a human, he'd be one of those that partied a lot. He was kind of a bulldog, alley cat kind of horse, and Nyquist is the kind of horse that would go to bed early, dress real properly, and he's just so professional. And the fact he's undefeated tells you a lot. He's just he brings it every time we lead him over there. He brings 110%.
Well, congrats. It was fun to watch. Were you nervous?
Anxious and excited, but I think every morning walking down the shed row and seeing in his eyes his confidence and his the way the energy he gave off made the whole crew, the whole family so much more calm. So it was very exciting, and then just unbelievable when he hit the wire there, length and a quarter ahead of Exaggerator. It was unbelievable feeling.
If or when Nyquist wins the Preakness, I'm assuming we're going to roll with you at the Belmont in New York.
Oh, are you kidding me? For sure. The DNS. That's. I would. The fact that I am talking to you right now, I know it's all because of Nyquist, and I'm going to ride this as long as I can. I look forward to that. That would be a blast, Dan.
Hey, safe travels, Doug. Thanks for joining us.
You're the man. Thanks a lot.
All right, that's Doug O'Neill.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.